in the orbit outside the nucleus, and nucleus is having neutrons as well as negative positively charged uh, electrons. Okay, positively charged particles and neutrons are in the nucleus, present in the nucleus, while the electrons are revolving on the orbit. Okay, all the substances are made up of particles. As you know that all the substances which are found in our surrounding are made up of different particles, and these particles are made up of very tiny atoms. So atom is a very tiny particle of a substance or a matter. Okay, so we shall be looking at the details of the atomic structure in this lesson. As you know, there is positive charge, negative charge, as well as when positive charge and negative charge both are balanced, that time the atom is known as electrically neutral. When the two charges being perfectly balanced, when the two charges are perfectly balanced, that time the atom becomes electrically neutral. Okay, it becomes electrically neutral. Here we have seen electricity is a form of energy. Okay, what is electricity? Electricity is a form of energy. And how does the electricity flow? It flows in the electron. As you all know that all matter is made up of atom, and it has a center at the, and the center of the atom is known as nucleus, and nucleus consists of positively charged particles and uh, that are called as proton, and uncharged particles that are called as neutron. Okay, then what is statistic electricity? The statistic electricity occurs when there is buildup of electron charges on the surface of the material. Means here the electron does not flow in the statistic electricity, but what exactly happens here? The electron charge on the surface of the material, that is statistic electricity. So statistic electricity is the charge which does not move. Okay, in statistic electricity the charge does not flow in the form of electrons. The charge is stable, you can say, or you can say the statistic electricity does not move or flow. Okay, this is about statistic electricity. Now you have two kinds of charges. Okay, here we have seen a plastic ruler which attracts the paper of scrap. When you rub the scale on your hair, which consists of oil, and you place the scale near the pieces of the paper, what will happen? The ruler will attract the pieces of the paper. Here ruler carries electric charge, and it exerts the electrical force on the paper. So what does the scale do? It acts as a electrical charge, and it exerts the force on the paper, and the force get due to that force the paper gets attracted to the scale. So this charging method is called as charging by friction. So what this is, again we have a new word, that is friction. So this type of charging method is called as friction. Okay, there is interaction between statistic charges called as electrostatics. Okay, so there are when there is interaction between the statistic electric charge, then what happens? They are called as electrostatics. Okay, then here if the electrons and protons are equal, that time the atom is neutrally charged. Okay, when there is positive electrons and negative electrons and the positive protons both are balanced, that time they are called as neutrally balanced. Okay, if electrons are more than protons, that time what we can say? We can say that the electron is negatively charged. If the atom is having more negative charges than the positive charges, we can say the object is negatively charged. And if the electrons is less than the proton, what will happen? The uh, the electron, the object will be positively charged as it is having more positive number of electrons, positive charge. Okay, so here you can understand what is neutral, what is negatively charged, and what is positively charged. If they both negative and positive are balanced, they are called as neutral. If negative charge is more than the positive charge, that is electron is more than proton, that time it is negatively charged. And if electron is less than proton, then it is called as positively charged. This is about charges. Okay, now where does the charge come from? Now here you can see when a balloon is rubbed with a piece of wool, what will happen? See, there are some positive as well as negative charge in balloon as well as in wool. We don't know how much positive and negative charges are there, but when we rub each other, what will happen? What will happen? The balloon and the piece of wool, both are rubbed with each other. What will happen? The electrons will be pulled from the wool towards the balloon. That means whatever negative charge that wool is having, that will be pulled by the balloon towards itself. And whatever positive charges that balloon is having, it will be taken by the wool. So here that means balloon is negatively charged particle, you can say, and wool is the positively charged particle. So this is an example of positively charged, how electron becomes positively or negatively charged. When two objects are brought together and rubbed with each other, so that object attracts some positive, or it has a tendency to attract some positive or negative charge from the other object. If it attracts negative charges, that means the object is negatively charged. And if it attracts all the positive charge, that means it is positively charged. So here what does the balloon does? The balloon attracts all the negative charge, means that balloon is a negatively charged object. And after taking out all negatively charged from the wool, what does the wool has? The wool has remain only with the positive charge. Okay, this is about the structure. Here you have a red stone and a white stone. Here you can see that there are 3 positive uh, protons and 5 electrons in the red stone, whereas in the white stone you have 3 positive charge and 1 negative charge. When they both are rubbed with each other, what will happen? What will happen? The red stone will attract all the negative charge from the white stone. So now how much in the second figure, how much negative charge you can see? You can see that sorry, in the first figure you will have same balanced electrons, means here 3 positive protons and 3 negative electrons in both the stones. Okay, in both the stones equal number of electrons and protons are present, but when they are rubbed, what will happen? 2 negative charge from the white stone will move towards the yellow stone. Okay, so what you can see now, that the red yellow stone has been negatively charged, as it is having more number of electrons than the positive electrons. See, you can see that how many protons are present? 1, 2 and 3. 3 protons are present, and how many electrons are present? 5. So number of electrons are more than the protons, so the object is negatively charged object. And here you can see the white stone is having 3 positive charge and 1 negative charge. So here the object is having more negative positive charge, so the object can be known as positively charged. Okay, now you must have got the concept of how the object is negatively and positively charged. In the third figure you can see that when the two charges are being perfectly balanced in the stone, that time then it is known as electrically neutral. If there are balanced number of protons and electrons in both the stones, both the object, we can say that they are electrically neutral. Okay, if they are balanced, we can say they are electrically neutral. If negative charges is more in one object, then we can say that the object is negatively charged. And if positive if positive protons are more in an object, we can say that the object is positively charged. Then here you can see that attraction and repulsion. You can see the green is attraction, green ball, you can see here it is having plus sign, while the red ball is having negative sign. When two same charges are coming together, that means positive and positive charge, when they come together, what will happen? You can see they are pushing each other. What will happen? They are pushing each other. They are not attracting each other. As they are having same charge, that is positive, positive, what will happen? They will repel each other. They will repel each other. They will not attract. They will repel each other. But in the case, if even in the case of negative charge, if two negative charge are there, both they will also repel each other. They will not attract each other. But if one negative and one positive charge is there, you can see that both the charges are getting attracted to each other. Okay, the rods which are carrying opposite charges are pulled towards each other. This is called as attraction, and which are pushed each other away, that is called as repulsion. So in this case you have studied that about repulsion and attraction. So same charges always have repulsion, whereas opposite charges always have attraction between them. Okay, opposite charges is having attraction between the charges, whereas the same charges will have repulsion among themselves. Then where does the charge come from? The statistic charge, where does it come from? When we rub two material or two object with each other, they does not create electric charges. Means if you rub the two objects with each other, what will happen? They are not electrically charged. What they do, they just transfer the electron from one another. You have seen the red, yellow stone and white stone. They have just changed the electrons with each other. They have not created any electrical charge. Okay, so by rubbing any material to any material or object, electric charge is not generated. What is happened then? They transfer electrons from one material to the other material. Okay, then rubbing a balloon on your hair, walking across the carpet, clothes tumbling in the dryer. Now these are the examples of the friction. Okay, these are the example of static electricity. Means when you put the clothes in the dryer machine, what happens? They stick to each other. So that is a friction caused between them. When we are walking to on the carpet, what happens? The carpet pulls your leg downwards. Okay, so there is friction between the carpet and your leg. Even by rubbing a balloon on your hair causes a friction between the balloon and the hair. Okay, so these are all the examples of the static electricity. Now induced charge. Just a second. Okay, induced charge. Now the charge and the neutral object not touching are attracted because the electrons move in neutral object. Okay, that means the charge and the neutral object are attracted because the electrons move in the neutral object. Okay, the electron move towards the positive charge object and away from the charged one. So this is called as induced. This is called as induced charge. When the electron moves towards the positive charge of the object and away from the positive charge one, that is called as induced charge. Okay, what is induced charge? When the electron move towards the positive charge, when the negative charge moves towards the positive charge and it runs away from the same charge, that is called as induced charge. You have seen that the same charges repel each other, okay, while the opposite charges attract each other. So what is induced charge? The electron to move towards the positive charge, means when the electrons is attracted toward the positive charge and runs away from the negative charge, this is called as induced charge. Okay, this is called as induced charge. Then conduction. What is conduction? Conduction is nothing but direct transfer of charge. Okay, direct transfer of charge. For example, we have carpet and touching the doorknob. So when you are walking on the carpet, what happens? Your leg sticks towards the carpet. Okay, sometimes when you open the doorknob, you suddenly gets a shock. Okay, you feel that you got a shock or something. So that is nothing but direct transfer of charge. So when there is direct transfer of charge, that is called as conduction. Okay, electrons are stripped from the carpet and we get negative charge. Okay, if we are having positive charge, if our leg is carrying positive charge and the carpet is having negative charge, so what will happen? The electrons are stripped from the carpet and we gain the negative charge. So positive negative attracts. So it tries to pull. When you touch the door knob, what will happen? The electrons jump on out it. Means your hand is having positive charge, and when you go to open the door, what will happen? The negative electrons shock. You feel a shock type. Okay, that is electrical discharge. Okay, let's move next. Rules of electricity. What rules we have seen of statistic electricity? Objects which like same charges repel with each other, while the object with unlike charges attract each other. Means which, when the two objects is having same charge, they repel with each other, and if they are having opposite charges, they will attract each other. The charge object attracts the neutral object. Whatever charge object is there, what happens to that charge object? It automatically get attracts towards the neutral object. Uses of statistic electricity. So where this statistic electricity is used, dust removal, that is pollution control, photocopy, that is xerography. We can say Xerox, car painting. Okay, these are the example where more statistic electricity is used the most. Then next, here you can see the comb and the paper, pieces of the paper. What happens here exactly? The comb is acting as a positively charged and the papers are acting as a negatively charged. When the comb, which is having some oil, when it's taken to the nearer to the pieces of the paper, what will happen? Positive, negative, what will happen? There will be attraction of that paper towards the comb. Here again you have one more example, tap and the flowing water and the comb. When you take the comb towards the water, flowing water, what will happen? It will throw away the water outside the comb, not on the comb. Why? Because the comb is negatively charged and the water is having positively as well as negatively charged. It is balanced, and whatever opposite charges are there, that will take place in this reaction. Then gold leaf experiment. In this experiment, we have a metallic disc, rubber insulator, metallic container, metallic rod, metallic plate, and a gold leaf. Now just see what is this experiment about. So here we have taken a bottle. In this a simple device to detect, why we are doing this experiment, to detect the electrical charge in the object. So what we require to do this experiment, it consists of copper rod which has metallic discs at the upper end. You can see I have shown you the labeling parts of the figure, that is where the metallic disc is present at the upper end, and the two thin gold leaves are at the lower end, which is not touching to the bottle, which is above the bottle. It is not touching at the bottom, it is above the bottle. Okay, now here what will happen, when an uncharged object is taken near the disc, what will happen, when the uncharged object, uncharged means a object which is having positive electrons, is taken towards the disk, what will happen, the gold leaf will not repel. Okay, it will be in the same, it will be in the attraction position only. When the charge object, the leaves remain closed, means the two gold leaves remain closed, means they remain in the attraction position only. When the uncharged object is taken towards the object, towards the metallic disc, what happens, the gold leaf remains in the same position, means there is no change in the gold leaf, there is no change in the gold leaf. Now when a charged object is taken near the disc, what will happen, what will happen, the leaves will repel each other, they will move away from each other. So why this happens, because when the positive charges come, now gold leaf is having positive as well as negative charges. Okay, when the negative charge, positive charge is taken nearer to the metallic disc, what will happen, the gold leaf will the metallic disc will attract all the positive charge, and then there will be more amount of positive charge in the gold leaf, and they will repel each other. Okay, they will repel. When there was same amount of electrons and protons in the leaf, that time they were closer to each other. But when the positive charge was there and the gold leaf, the metallic disc attract some number of positive charge, then the balance of the positive and the electronic negative charge in the gold leaf was unbalanced, and due to that they repel each other, they move away from each other, or we can say that the gold leaf open. Okay, now when we take our hand towards the metallic disc, what will happen, what will happen, the leaves will collapse. Why it collapse, because the charge in the leaves goes towards the earth through our body, the leaf gets discharged, and due to this reason the leaves get distracted. When we take our hand near towards the metallic disc, what happened that time, the gold leaf collapse, it falls on the bottom of the bottle. Why it collapsed, because the charge in the leaf goes into the earth through our body. So from our body some electrons have been transferred towards the gold leaf, and the gold leaf, due to the unbalance of electrons and protons, it has collapsed, and the leaf gets discharged from each other, and the leaves get discharged from each other. Now we have seen that in rainy season we are seeing that when two clouds are coming together, and we see that when two clouds come closer, and whatever friction is caused between them, it causes some lightning in them. Okay, so when you can see some lightning, but you can see if there is more friction between the two clouds, you can see the thundering sound along with the lightning. But this thundering sound is coming first, and then you can see the lightning. That means sound travels faster than the light. Okay, here you can see in the two clouds, you can see positive as well as negative electrons. Okay, the friction between the clouds and the wind causes cloud to be charged. Okay, negatively. Highly charged cloud ionize the air around it. So here the friction, who is responsible for this friction? Air. Air becomes a conductor to charge. So from air, some electrons are taken by the cloud, and there you can see the friction between the clouds, and this friction causes lightning in the clouds. And as you know, if the friction is in less amount, the lightning can be seen in the clouds only. But if the friction is in more amount, the lightning can be seen very highly, and those lightning comes towards the earth surface. Okay, the air becomes conductor to these charges. So the charge flow from air to the earth with a very high speed. So whatever the charges that flow from air towards the earth, their speed is very much high. It is having lot of speed. The charge take the shorter path. Always the charges are taking the shorter path. Next, we can see that the lightning conductor is fitted with the top of the building. Now, the buildings which are newly constructed, they are having lightning conductor in the build at the top of the building. Why they are having? To prevent from the lightning thunder. Okay, to prevent from such lightning or the thunder cloud which produces positive charge, which induce the lightning conductor. Okay, now here in the picture you can see that there there is a metal plate buried in the ground at the base of the building, and it is carrying all negative charge, and its opening is at the top of the building, that is known as lightning conductor. Okay, now here you can see there are some positively charged as well as you can see some negatively charges from the air. So whenever there is lightning uh, uh, in the cloud, what happens that time? All the positive charges will get attracted towards the negative charges, and there will be no lightning or no harm of the lightning to the building. Okay, so let's see in more detail. Lightning conductor are fitted on the top of building. I told you these lightning conductor are very much useful for us. When the thunder clouds are nearby, the positive charge are induced on the lightning conductor. Which lightning conductor is having which conductor? It is having negative electrons, and the thunder clouds are having positive electrons. So induced positive charges remove the electrons from the nearby air and ionize the surrounding air. So positively charged air flows upward to neutralize the thunder cloud. So what does the you can see that the positive charge is making a layer on the building. Why that layer is made? That layer is made to neutralize the flow between the thunder cloud and the building. So this is about the lightning.